Everyone, today we will be discussing 4 films that we've seen recently. Across from me is my best friend, my good man, Eric.
What up?
The first one we saw was Ready Player One. And I gotta tell you, I went into it with kind of moderate to lower expectations. It was CGI heavy, which I don't usually care for, but for this particular film, I thought it was something that was necessary, and I thought that it was okay in the sense.
Well, I mean,
that
it had to be CGI heavy. They're in a virtual reality game.
I understand that, but for me, in recent times, Spielberg's film quality, not the aesthetic of it, but I think his storytelling has relied too heavily on just the effects as versus, when it was Jaws, it was seeing less of the shark and, the animatronic Jurassic Park, dinosaurs. It was just, but for me, it was cool. It made me want to be in the Oasis, so to speak. I don't know why I'm looking at you.
I liked pretty much the entire movie.
From start to finish.
For the most part. I also read the book, unlike a lot of people that went and saw it. And I really liked all the nostalgia parts of it. All the video game characters, all the old movie things they threw in. It was pretty good that way. Because even having read the book, it was so different from the book, other than the characters' names, that everything was pretty much a surprise, because the story overall was kind of the same, but all the story points were all different.
So for me, I find that if I read it, then I'm like, wow, it didn't really happen that way. But I can't sit there and objectively watch the movie then, because it has to be so condensed down into 2.5 hours to not read a book until after I've seen the movie.
Well, I like to read the book before because it gives me more context. I know what I'm supposed. Jesus, you. I know what I'm supposed to be looking for, what I'm supposed to keep an eye out for. I know what's going on, because movies don't really give all that exposition that you need. I mean, they can, because time crunch and all that, but still, I finished the book between the first and second time seeing it, and after reading the book, I do like the book better, but I do really love the movie. Did it move something inside of you? Did you feel something while you were watching it or after you watched it?
It didn't put me to sleep.
Well, I mean, that's always a plus. We know your genetics.
It wasn't next level compelling filmmaking, but it was very entertaining. I think that it just fits in today's modern society as far as Goonies and what you expect out of that, Hook.
And I liked how they kept it modern, but still kind of futuristic.
Yeah.
It wasn't overly futuristic like Back to the Future, when they went back to the future.
We have to go back. It didn't bog you down with 80s nostalgia. They could have hit you over the head with 80s song after 80s song after 80s song. And I mean, there were 80s songs in there, but it wasn't
overly done. It was just enough nostalgia to hit you.
Listen, I'm a melter. I will melt. I haven't cried at the movie theater in a very long time, but Up was close. I didn't cry it Up, but the last movie I cried at was Good Will Hunting. It's not your fault. It wasn't. But it was good. I mean, you rooted for these characters. I didn't feel a disconnect from these characters. Met my expectations. It exceeded my expectations.
Well, it also kind of exceeded some of mine. I mean, like I said, it's very different from the book, 95% different than the book. But I do like some of the changes they did. I think they tried to do too much implied nostalgia and implied Easter eggs. I mean, the whole movie could just be called Easter Egg, and it would be the same movie, because there's Easter eggs at every single corner.
Yeah.
You see Tracer from Overwatch all the time in the movie. You see Commander Shepard, which, my main critique, there's not enough Shepard. But some of the story changes kind of took away from some of the nostalgia. Because with Serenity, when you see it flying, when in the end. They just kind of threw it in there to throw it in there.
I see. For me, my biggest criticism of this movie is that it never felt like they were in grave danger. It never felt like everything had been thrown at them. I mean, in the game, yes, in danger. But as far as, I mean, I guess it's a race against the clock, so to speak. But
yeah.
I never got that moment where I was like, oh, you know, where I was like,
are they going to make it?
You know, are they going to make it?
I wrote my score down. I think I put it as like an 8.3. I would score it as
as far as the score?
As far as the score, I would score it about an 8.5, like a solid 8.5. I think it was really good.
For me, it was a solid 7.5, 7.5 out of 10. I mean, it was good, and that's a good score for me. It's not like it's a bad score. I would watch it again.
On the hater scale, that's a pretty good score.
I would watch it again. I would watch it in 4K on a 4K player. I mean, it's just, it was a really good movie to see in theaters for sure.
So ready, 4K player
ready,
one.
4K player one. What was that?